Yeah, that lady is not Odin's wife. I know. You know him as the king of the Norse gods, but did you know that Odin's other nickname, the All-Father, is a bit too literal? Man, Odin only had 2 kids with his wife, Balder and Hörder. Those were the 2, but he had 6 in total. The other 4 were Thor, Heimdall, Vidar, Vali, and all born out of wedlock with different women. And that's not even mentioning the fact that he had Heimdall with 9 Jötnar sisters at the same time.
I really hope none of you have any expectations when it comes to size.
Let's start at the beginning of Odin's story. You know, the beginning where he killed his own grandfather, father, and mother. Once upon a time, there was only chaos called Ginnungagap. Above and below Ginnungagap was eternal ice and fire called Niflheim and Muspelheim. And eventually, the 2 merged within Ginnungagap, and out of that, the first 2 beings emerged.
Ymir and Audumbla, pleasure to meet you.
From Ymir's sweat, a race of giants was born, and the cow licked an icy rock into the shape of the first god, Buri.
Can you stop that?
Buri, though, found a better way to have children, a better way than sweating and licking rocks.
Is your name Google? Because you have everything I've been searching for.
And out of that god and giant union, his son Bor was born. Bor would then go on to father Odin and his brothers with another Jötnar woman. And then Odin and his brothers killed Ymir, and Ymir's blood caused a flood that drowned all giants and seemingly everything that lived. Buri, Bor, Odin's mom, everybody. It was the first matricide, patricide, genocide, grandfather side, every side. Yeah, Odin and his brothers, they were on one. And why would they do this, you might ask?
Mostly just out of boredom.
Yeah, I guess so.
And because ending the world is exhausting business, Odin then calmed down with some relaxing music.
Rivers of blood flowing deep.
Of course, a god such as Odin only uses the best earbuds, and the best are these right here, the Raycon Essential Open Earbuds from my sponsor, Raycon. And look, I have these Raycon earbuds, and I love these. For the past year, I've used them every single time I go to the gym. But I didn't use these, the other model, while I was walking this guy. This is the clip where I'm supposed to have my dog. This is all one take, guys. I don't cut. This is real. Let me run and get my dog real quick. I don't use the other ones when I walk him because they block out all of the environmental sound, all the surrounding sound that can generally be dangerous. And that's where these come in. The Raycon Open Earbuds. And actually, I didn't even know this before I tried them out. And this is actually crazy because this kind of wraps around your ear, you see, and then you put them on like this. And with these, you can hear everything around you. While I walk my dog, I hear all the environment, but I still hear my music clearly. It's hard to explain because it sounds like a contradiction, but it's an absolute game changer. Also, with this box, they literally last 36 hours. And once they're in your ears,
Rivers of blood flowing deep.
they do not fall out ever. So this is a perfect holiday gift. And if you go to my link buyraycon.com/briefedopen, you get up to 20% off side-wide. Just be sure to order by December 15th to get them in time for Christmas. Thank you, Raycon, for more earbuds in my everyday life, and thank you for sponsoring this video. After relaxing with some music, Odin and his brothers went to work. Out of Ymir's giant corpse, Odin and his brothers created the 9 realms.
Does this remind anybody else of an anime with a spiky-haired character?
Muspelheim and Niflheim had already existed, but Odin created Svartalfheim, home of the dwarves, Alfheim, home of the elves, Asgard, home of the icier gods, who, no, they're not actually called Asgardians. That's just Marvel and my favorite X-rated movies. Take a minute, you get it. Vanaheim, home of the Vanir gods, Midgard, our earth, and Jötunheim, which is where the only 2 giants who were able to escape Odin's every side fled to and repopulated their race.
I'm just saying that if we don't do it, we're gonna go extinct.
Lol, this is bullshit.
The giants then became better known as Jötnar or Jötun for singular, and weren't necessarily giant blue beings. They could shapeshift, so they looked like whatever they wanted to look like. and they were the forever enemies of the gods in Asgard. Odin, meanwhile, ruled over all realms from his throne in Asgard, married Frigg, and allowed one giant, one Jotun, to live on Asgard as a god, a Jotun god that he became blood brothers with and who Odin swore would always have a place by his side. And that Jotun was
Loki, you son of a gun.
And later Loki would cause the death of Odin's son, and Odin would murder Loki's children and tie Loki up with their intestines to rot in a cave forever. Blood brothers. I mean, if you think about it, it's in the name. It's in the name. But that is the future that Odin could not see yet because he still was not all wise. Not yet. But to solve that, he eventually decided,
I think I'm gonna dress up in Gandalf cosplay and travel the human world.
and then he did that. And on his journey, Odin learned the ways of every culture, many trades, magic. He became incredibly wise, and eventually he learned of the magical runes of prophecy and wisdom carved into the tree of life Yggdrasil by the creators and masters of fate themselves, the Norse Nords, who weave the tapestry of fate, made up of billions of strings, each representing the life and fate of a being, including that of the gods, because in Norse mythology, the gods are not immortal. So Odin met with the fates.
What's a brother gotta do to get some wisdom around here?
You have to stab yourself and hang from the tree for 9 nights and 9 days.
Do you know who you're talking to? You can't be serious.
Seriously.
Odin did that, and then he could read the magical runes, which revealed the fate of the world to him. And so Odin saw. Yes, he saw Ragnarok, which ended with everybody being killed and Odin being devoured by a wolf. And because being swallowed by a random giant wolf had Loki written all over it somehow, Odin approached his blood brother.
Okay. I had an affair with a giant woman, and she gave birth to a giant wolf, a giant snake, and a zombie girl. Hey, don't judge. She was mad thick.
Loki swore that his children were super chill, and they were nothing but babies, that was the truth. But Odin feared the vision, feared that they would become Fenrir, the giant wolf, Jormungandr, the world's snake, or Hel, the half that warrior woman, the dangers that would usher in the end of the world. And so Odin banished the girl into the underworld, threw the snake into the ocean around Midgard, and chained Fenrir to a rock in a dark cave for all eternity. But still, Odin kept having the same dream. So Odin sought out more wisdom, and for that he went to see Mimir, the wisest of all the Jötnar, who watches over the well of wisdom, granting knowledge to all who drink its water.
What's a brother gotta do to get some wisdom around here? You have to rip out your eye so I can add it to my collection.
So Odin did that. And now he was so wise that he learned the ultimate truth. Ragnarok is inevitable. And worse, it will be signaled by the death of his favorite son, Baldur. From then on, Odin he became obsessed. He created the Valkyries to scour the battlefields and collect the souls of the bravest slain warriors and bring those souls to Valhalla, where they will become Odin's private, immortal elite army.
Okay, but why does she have to be half naked?
And to prevent the death of their son Baldur, Odin's wife, the queen of the gods, Frigg, talked to every being in the cosmos, animals, plants, humans, gods, trolls, and made everything swear an oath to never harm Baldur.
So basically, if you promise not to kill my son, that'd be swell.
But the mistletoe was scared of the queen. It was so young, it was so innocent that it was scared and hid deep within the trees, never promising to not harm Baldur. Hey, what damage can mistletoe do, right?
Kill someone with a mistletoe? Challenge accepted.
Don't forget that Odin had banished Loki's 3 monster children, so the god of mischief wanted revenge against his blood brother who had betrayed him, and Loki schemed and planned of a way to kill Baldur. But Loki's revenge and Odin's wrath, Baldur's death, and Ragnarok, those are all stories that I will cover in other videos, so make sure you like, subscribe, because I'll be here next week with another one of these. See you then.